Kids, maybe you are getting good at doing detective work on your own. When I say in the beginning, when Earth formed, methane was the dominant greenhouse gas, came from volcanoes and some little bacteria that may be living in very warm temperatures. They are called hyperthermophiles and they love making energy from chemicals as opposed to photosynthesis. They would produce methanes, that's why they are called methanogens. And this methane survived in the atmosphere because there was no oxygen, because oxygen quickly oxidizes methane to produce carbon dioxide and water. If there was no oxygen in the atmosphere, kids, there could not have been ozone. Right now we have ozone in the stratosphere above the troposphere, and this ozone is very critical because it absorbs the harmful ultraviolet radiation UV way above before it can reach the surface where we all live, all species, and can damage our DNA and so on. So there was no oxygen in the atmosphere, but there was oxygen in the oceans. That oxygen obviously reacts with everything, and it was forming rust in the oceans, and we can find the evidence. So you have to link these things also on your own. Methane means no oxygen, no oxygen means no ozone. Eventually cyanobacteria in the ocean that started to do photosynthesis several billion years ago produced so much oxygen, and the saturation increased in the waters and oxygen began to come out into the atmosphere. So a few billion years ago again, oxygen began to increase in the atmosphere, which means methane started to get oxidized, and we have started to have CO2, carbon dioxide, evolving to be the dominant greenhouse gas, which continues even now. So carbon dioxide has played a critical role in climate change, climate variability, life, and so on since many billion years ago. Now we are producing too much of it, of course, and that means we can create problems like global warming. So we have to be careful about that. But see how things evolve, because eventually plants evolved some 400 million years ago or so, and plants grew fast. How did they come to land? Because the sea levels changed, plates were moving, continents were moving, sea levels were changing, and ocean algae came onto land, and they said, oh my god, we have to grow materials like trunks to survive on land. We'll see what happens after that, okay?